Sorry about that.
We'll start with Julia, front row.
Teaspoon, you talked pre-game just about learning experiences and the necessity to learn. What do you want Angel to kind of take away from that last error on the offensive foul?
It's a lot of things. I'm not just focused on that. It's a lot of things that happened that didn't win or lose the game for us. There was a lot of things that happened in the course of the game that we can be much better with, especially with rebounding the basketball. And then, of course, with Jones taking over down on the block, we have to be better with what we do, and we will be. So there's a lot of things that we will learn from and take from and get back to the drawing board and work.
You're willing to look at film to kind of fully assess it, but what do you kind of have an early diagnosis for in terms of the rebounding?
You just got box out. There's a process to it. It's not just say box out and it happens. It's a huge process. When that ball goes up, you got to put a body on somebody. It's flesh to flesh. And you got to know that Jones is pretty tough on the glass. You know, sometimes you got to go and double that and get it off the glass. So if you see your big is getting off the glass and guard you up, you guys got to go in and help. So we're a team that has to gain rebound. And as you all know, we're all not healthy yet. We're not as healthy as we can be. But we will have Isabel Harrison coming back. We will have Camilla coming back. So that helps a lot for us on the glass.
We'll go to Steven, and then Carly's.
Hey, Coach. I was curious about the tandem off the bench of Kenny Carter and Lindsay Allen, just the spark that they bring, and what's just your general assessment of what they brought to everything you're doing?
They play incredible. And the energy they bring, the defensive intensity that they have. As you can tell, Kennedy, doesn't matter who she's guarding, she's pretty good at anticipating steals, and she got the crowd involved and pushing in transition. That's the kind of basketball we want to play with that type of speed and pace. She did a heck of a job while being in there. It's unfortunate that, 6 fouls with her being on the bench. It took a lot of our foul power coming off the bench.
And then my last one for you, just kind of looking at the second half as a whole. Looking at your offense specifically, did you feel like it was just the fact that you all were taking the ball at the net a little bit more and going against a set defense, or do you just feel like it was like maybe a little bit more execution?
No, we just didn't execute. We didn't execute well at all. Looked like we kind of got mixed up on some things that we were trying to do, not in the right positions. And as we grow, these are things that I know will possibly happen, and we have to grow from that, because in any game that you play, it's all about the details, and we have to be sharper with all the details.
Carly.
Hey, Coach, just hearing what Angel and Marina said about Marina's offensive leadership, what have you seen out of her offensively, but also her defensive intensity that she was able to bring? It looks like she was causing multiple jump balls, poking balls away. What growth have you seen out of her from start of training camp?
Well, I've asked a lot of Marina. I've asked a lot of her to be a leader. Everyone in here knows how she can score the basketball. But it's all about getting defensive stops. She'll be a hell of a defender, and she's doing that. She takes that challenge. She's fiery. She's a competitor. Every one of them on this team, they're great competitors, and they're following Marina's lead.
Also, your first home game, just seeing a jam-packed Wintrust that got very loud for almost every play. What do you just have to say about the energy that the fans were able to bring today?
Truly appreciate everyone that came into this arena to help and support us. It was electric. If you want to use the word, that's what it was. It was electric, and I guess I'm feeling that unfortunate piece of not walking away with the win.
Mike.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on, obviously, your first game in Chicago officially. I was wondering for you, obviously, you talked about it before, this team being a family, this team just feeding off of each other and continuing to grow and learn from each other. Obviously, Kennedy Carter being one of them off the bench, talking about being a spark, but also Marina's game as well. How important has it been for you for them to mesh this well early together and as they can continue to grow?
That's a piece of the game we work on. We don't just go out there and just play. We go to work and find, chemistry, because it's going to be so important of how well we play together as we move forward in this league. But it's something we work on immediately. That's probably the most important thing when you step into a campus, to gain some chemistry, understand what each person does and how well they do it and what the role is. So that's big for us to gain it, but there's a whole lot more that we have to do.
John.
Teresa, I was curious what your vantage point kind of view was on the flagrant 2. Did you see kind of how she got her across the neck at first? Did you have to see that on the replay? And just what were your thoughts on that?
I never saw the replay. I never got a chance to see it. I just heard what Angel said, and I figured something was going to come back. I didn't know what was going to come back, but like Angel said, she's competing against some of the best. Our entire team's competing against some of the best. That's a great basketball team over there. They execute well down the stretch. They turn their defensive intensity up a lot on us in the second half as well. It's just something we can learn from to play a great team like this so very close at home.
For when she told you what happened, you figured there might be an ejection.
Might be something. No, I didn't think that. I just thought something was coming. Ejection never came to my mind.
Annie, then Chris.
What do these late game scenarios teach you as far as a coach and how to manage this team moving forward and how to overcome kind of these late game moments?
Well, if you all could see the locker room, you can see just how competitive our team is and how a loss really affects them. So it's important for us to make sure that they're okay before we step back into the gym, knowing that these things happen. We got to go back and we got to correct them. And for me as a coach, there's a lot of learning lessons for me as well. And like I told them, and I tell them always, I'll look at me before I look at you.
Chris.
Teresa, when you see Angel talk about getting knocked down and kind of welcoming that really uncomfortable part of this game as a rookie, how important is that to you? How impressive is that to you? And what's it like to coach that?
That's who she is. She loves this game, and she takes on every challenge that I put before her. Everyone calls her a rookie. Yeah, we know that she's a rookie, but she's a player. She wants to compete. She knows she wants to compete against the best. And when you're competing against those who've been here, you know how good they are, all it's going to do is help you to grow. It grows your game mentally, it grows your game physically, it grows your game of what you must do to be better offensively, what you must do to be better defensively. And from there you grow. And that's what she's all about. She wants it, she loves it, she enjoys it, just like every other player on this team. I have some great competitors, so I'll say it again, I'll say it always. And I'm pretty lucky to have the team that I have. And all we're going to do is get better.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you all so much.